It was the day Mary had been waiting for, Fairyland Career Day. She had her heart set on becoming a tooth fairy, but as she headed to that booth to sign up as an apprentice, she noticed the Migraine Fairy booth and wondered who they were. The recruiter explained that migraine fairies were the most important fairies. He invited her to look at footage from the fairy cam to learn about their crucial work. They began by watching a girl who was experiencing a migraine attack. Mary could see that she was in pain and was giving up hope. Then a migraine fairy appeared and sprinkled her with pixie dust. The migraine fairy was reminding her that she was not alone and was providing her comfort, hope, and faith that her symptoms would ease and she would feel better. Mary was impressed. Next, the recruiter showed a different migraine fairy who was reminding a woman to take her medication cautiously. She had wanted to take another dose of her acute medication, but that could have caused a medication adaptation headache, and she could have ended up feeling worse in the long run. Then the migraine fairy reminded her to let people know she was having an attack. The recruiter shared that it was a good thing the fairy had visited her the previous week and helped her make a plan for what to do when she was disabled by her symptoms. She would stay home from work and her mother would pick up her children from school. As the woman lay in bed, she felt guilty for having to miss work and time with her children. The fairy assured her that it wasn't her fault, and that her only job was to be kind to herself and give herself what she needed to make it through the attack. Everything else could wait. Mary and the recruiter went on to observe the woman's work site. The recruiter explained that it is easy for coworkers and employers to be resentful when people with migraine call in sick. They think that because they come to work when they have a headache, workers experiencing a migraine attack should come in too. A migraine fairy was sprinkling them with pixie dust and educating them that migraine is not just a headache. It is a complex neurological disease with attacks that cause disability comparable to severe dementia or amputation of both legs. People with migraine often need accommodations like special lighting, noise-canceling headsets, and a fragrance-free workplace. Because of this migraine fairy, the workers decided to do what they could to make sure things ran smoothly until their coworker felt better and to support her when she returned to work. Next, they watched a father and son leaving a park early because the father felt an attack brewing. A migraine fairy was assuring the boy that his father loved him very much and that he would play basketball with him once he felt better. Mary was inspired. She realized that it was difficult for friends and family to understand why their loved ones cannot always do the things they want. She appreciated the impact the migraine fairies were having on the people they served. Mary asked why the migraine fairies didn't just make the symptoms disappear. The recruiter answered that he wished they could, but they didn't have that power. Migraine fairies, however, do their best to help people advocate for greater research funding so effective treatments for migraine can be found, to persuade insurance companies to cover the treatments that are available, to encourage people to use the treatments, and to help with the symptoms and consequences that remain. The recruiter looked into Mary's eyes and told her that she was needed. 1 billion people have migraine, and there isn't enough help. The Fairy Council matches the number of migraine fairies to the number of headache medicine specialists. In the United States, for example, there is only one specialist for every 83,000 people with migraine. Mary took a deep breath and considered her dream of becoming a tooth fairy. She realized that being a migraine fairy wouldn't be as glamorous and she wouldn't be as beloved, but she would be doing much more meaningful work. Instead of just bringing children money, she would bring others comfort, inclusion, and hope. What could be more important than that?